Many traditions depict Pentecost as the birthday of the Church, a scene of rushing wind and flickering fire where followers received the power to speak in new languages. That quiet imagery hides a calculated strategic reversal. The spiritual powers of darkness believed the crucifixion was their final victory over the human king. But because death could not legally hold the sinless Messiah, Jesus' entrance into the grave functioned as a Trojan horse. He disarmed those authorities within their own domain, shattering their monopoly on power from the inside out. If that definitive victory over death and the adversary was secured at the cross, we have to account for why the world remains so visibly broken. The biblical authors describe this as the old Adamic order. It is a state where humanity remains under the occupation of hostile spiritual forces, subject to disease and the looming shadow of the grave. Pentecost serves as the specific mechanism God uses to begin reclaiming this occupied territory. This reclamation process requires a sequence of events. The resurrection proved Christ's victory, but it was the ascension that established his governance. This vertical vector represents the ascension, exiting the earthly timeline to receive a kingdom before the Ancient of Days. Sitting at the right hand signifies shared rule. Jesus enters a single seat of authority, sharing the unique sovereign power of Yahweh. This invisible cosmic event installed the true God-King over every existing authority in heaven and on earth. Because this coronation occurred in the heavenly realm, Pentecost provides the historical evidence needed to verify the king's installation. In ancient royal custom, a newly crowned king would celebrate his enthronement by distributing largesse, royal gifts, to his subjects. Peter identifies the Holy Spirit as this specific coronation gift, an outpouring that confirms the king is officially seated and exercising his wealth. The prophet Joel attributed this specific action, the pouring out of the Spirit, exclusively to Yahweh. By claiming that Jesus is the one distributing the Spirit, Peter identifies him with the unique redemptive work of the God of Israel. This event functions as a public challenge to the kingdom of darkness. It signals that the usurpers are being displaced by the legitimate ruler. Pentecost marks the moment the reign of the God-King entered history as an active, ongoing conquest. We live in the era of until, the period between the king's enthronement and the cosmos's final renewal. His reign is a progressive subjugation of hostile spiritual forces, reclaiming territory until every enemy is made his footstool. Within this framework, the miracles described in the book of Acts take on a new character. Every healing and exorcism functions as a kingdom victory. These acts reclaim specific territory held by brokenness and demonic influence, showing that the new creation is dismantling the old order. These signs demonstrate that the powers of darkness are losing their grip on the world as the Spirit-empowered church advances. The primary method for dismantling this darkness is the restoration of humanity. Conversion is a covenantal transfer of allegiance. It is the act of leaving the kingdom of darkness to join the Spirit-filled kingdom of the Messiah. This makes the church the earthly embassy of the divine King. It is a visible community participating in a cosmic conquest that continues until the final day of the Lord completes the renewal of all things.